Good Wednesday morning. I'm glad you decided to check out the video this morning. I've been giving a lot of thought on what we're going to be talking about today. And today I want to talk about happiness. What makes you happy? What is that thing that brings joy into your life? And the reason I started thinking about this is because I turned on the news. I know, big mistake, right? And it seems as of late, and it's nothing new, right? News has always had I think the earliest time when I started being involved in media, I heard the term, if it bleeds, it leads, right? So it's not like, let's get the most positive story and make sure that that's the biggest story of the day. No, we want stories that get a reaction out of people, guttural reaction. Really what they're looking for is a feeling of unease among people. So what I want you to think about is what puts you in that frame of mind, whether it's the news that you're watching, the news feed on your social media, the situation that you're in, the career that you decided to take on, or the job that you decided to take on at this moment in life, or whatever it is, and hit pause. Hit pause and ask yourself, what brings me joy? You know, joy isn't sitting on social media for hours on end until your hand starts getting numb, of holding the phone, or your hand falls asleep and you drop the phone on your face because you're watching it. You're scrolling through social media while you're trying to go to sleep, which you're not going to go to sleep because you're looking at a bright rectangular screen, right? It's not sitting there and you get a crick in your neck because all you're doing is looking down into your phone screen. Happiness probably isn't staring at a larger rectangle and binge watching the show for hours and hours on end. Now, you may confuse it for happiness. You may confuse it for it bringing you joy, whereas I get to eat one of my favorite foods. I binge watch a show and all that. What that really is, guys, is a distraction. It really is. Because look, when something's making you unhappy, it isn't usually at one fell swoop. It isn't one thing that makes you unhappy. A lot of times it's like little hooks that come up and pull you down a little bit at a time into the quicksand of sadness, of depression, of despair, whatever it is, whatever that feeling that makes you feel uncomfortable, it's little by little. So what you got to do is hit pause on your situation, hit pause on your life, and do something that actually brings you joy. For me, some of the things that bring me joy are spending time with my family, right? That's the biggest thing for me. I love spending time with my family, whether it's my brothers and sisters, my mom, my kids, my wife especially, also friends, hanging out with friends or something like that brings us a little joy. Another thing I like to do, I like to go out and water the lawn. I like to cook. I love to cook. So when I'm cooking, I really enjoy it. It's rare when there's a time that I'm cooking and I'm not enjoying it. And when that happens, I kind of stop and ask myself, why am I not enjoying this? I really enjoy cooking. It's just something that brings me happiness. So what is it in your life? Maybe it's reading, maybe it's going out for a bike ride, maybe it's calling a friend, maybe it's hugging your significant other, maybe whatever it is, and do it. Stop and look at your life around you and look for that moment of joy. Look for that thing that gives you joy. Because going through, scrolling through social media and all that stuff, that isn't happiness. That's just distraction. Just like a lot of things we do for distraction that doesn't really address the things that are making us feel unhappy or bringing us that feeling of, man, I wish life could be better. Those are distractions. So we need to work on the things that make our life feel unaligned and align ourselves to the true path we're supposed to be on, right? The true path that leads us to the future that we want to design. Remember, we're the designers of our future. Discipline, control, focus. That core of inner strength that we're built upon, we need to draw on it. We need to touch on it and feel electricity coursing through our body and aligning us to the way we're supposed to be going. What are we supposed to be doing? What brings you happiness? Who brings you happiness? And especially if there's somebody special in your life, whether it's one person, a group of people, a sibling, a friend, a mentor, whatever it is, let them know that they matter to you. Let them know that they make a positive influence in your life. And you know what? You also make a difference in somebody else's life, whether you believe it or not. Believe in yourself. Think positive thoughts. Have a fantastic day. And we'll be talking.